about the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria, and that it would be categorized as a genocide. And it seems that that term has actually lost a lot of its meaning because of overuse and improper use. From an international law perspective, what specific criteria is being met in Nigeria and elsewhere that qualify these attacks as crimes against humanity or genocide?
Thanks, Gia. And I think if you listen to Frank and so many who've spoken today, it's immediately obvious what has been happening for years and years and years. This year, one estimate has over 7,000 Christians targeted and killed for their faith by attackers who yell Allahu Akbar as they come, who say we will kill all Christians. The year before, last year, it was thousands. The year before that, it was thousands. The year before that, and before that, going back to at least 2009, by multiple terrorist groups across the entirety of northern Nigeria, from the northeast to the northwest to the middle belt. These groups are not shy about their explicit intent to kill Christians. They also will kill others who resist them. They'll kill moderate Muslims. But when you look at the data and the fact that Christians are a minority in the north, they are 5 to 6 to 7 times more likely to be targeted and killed. I have worshipped in churches in northern Nigeria where the roofs had been burned down, where 25 villages were attacked and assaulted by hundreds of Fulani militants on Christmas Eve of 2023, where pastors were beheaded, where widows and orphans by the dozens will stand around mass graves where their husbands, their family members, their pastors are no longer with us. So when you talk about international law and the international legal standard, what is genocide under the Rome Statute or even under U.S. law? It means when one group targets, based on ethnicity, race, nationality, or religion, another group for crimes, atrocity-level crimes, mass killings, torture, things like that, with a systematic intent to destroy them in whole or in part. I think it is impossible to look at what has been happening to Christians in Nigeria, and primarily in the northern half of the country, and say that anything but that has been happening. One of the things that has really caused all the action that's happened the last month and a half, and I echo the huge amounts of applause for President Trump for calling it exactly like it is. He has said it was a genocide in Nigeria. Many other members of his administration, the UN Ambassador Mike Waltz, he said that with Nicki Minaj on the stage, which is a very incredible pairing there.
Thank you,
yes. But they've said that. But what they're talking about with the country of particular concern designation means that there's systematic, ongoing, and egregious violations of religious freedom happening in Nigeria, and that the government is either directly involved in it or they are tolerating it. With these mass killings of Christians and some other groups, I think it is clear that they have not been doing what they should have, that they have been tolerating it. There have been many cases of early warnings, pastors saying, we see Fulani coming right outside our village step, being ridiculed and ignored, and then that evening, at least a dozen being killed. When you're talking about a place where in 12 of the states within Nigeria, you can receive the death penalty for alleged blasphemy against the Prophet Muhammad. That's not a place that has religious freedom. When you have a young Christian student like Deborah Yakubu, and I've met people who were there with her when she was attacked, when she was stoned to death, when she was burnt, and when it was videotaped and shared across the world. Why? Because she had faith in Jesus Christ, and other people said that she was a blasphemer. You don't have that kind of thing happen in a place that is religiously free. You don't have that happen, and these incidents, these attacks, they happen day after day after day. You can't keep up with the amount of attacks that happen. So whether it is country of particular concern, whether it's genocide, crimes, whatever you want to call it. It's horrifying, and it has to stop. And I have never been more confident, given the incredible members of Congress here, given what the administration is doing, in the incredible support around the world of people standing up against the persecution of Christians in Nigeria and worldwide. I've never been more confident that we can actually turn the tide against this persecution and put an end to it.
Thank God.
There is a breaking news. The U.S. government have told President Bola Ahmed Tinubu they will not look away from the alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. Again, mounting pressure to release names of the sponsors of the atrocities against Nigerian Christians. Now, I gave you a list last week, 15 names of the alleged terrorist sponsors. The federal government have been saying that they have the names, but now more are coming out. They have said that they have these names, and then we should expect more to come out. Me, I've always told all my viewers, it's not about even releasing the names, though. If they release more names, I will give you those informations. But it is for them to be arrested and prosecuted. It's not about having names. Muhammadu Buhari had names. None of them were arrested. So it's not to have the names, it's about them being arrested and prosecuted. That information is right there on your screen. The US government have said they would not look away. Look at the other information there from Kogi State. The bandits are demanding 200 million naira ransom, and they have given 48 hours ultimatum. 200 million naira ransom because pastor was kidnapped, his children, and 40 other people in the church. That was over the course of last week. They have now given them 48 hours ultimatum to bring 200 million naira. These are the same bandits that Sheikh Okumi is telling the president to negotiate with. That Sheikh Okumi is telling the president that the army cannot defeat. Useless people in this country. You are kidnapping a pastor, and Sheikh Okumi is still there. Nothing has been done to him. Let us start the program properly. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comments, click the like button, and also share this video. Kindly like and share as you are watching, and drop your comments. Share this video, it takes you nothing. Like, and share. The names should be exposed. That is what the US government are waiting for. Drop your comment as you are watching this video. Like, and share. Subscribe and not subscribe, and on notifications. You have heard that from the US. Reps. They came for an investigation. You have heard it yourself, what they came to do, and the assessment. They went to the IDPs in Benue State, and I gave those information. Over 600,000 Christians are now living in IDP, and people are talking what has happened to them, how a pregnant woman's baby was tied, how different bad news coming from Benue State. The US rep went there to do their own investigation. After meeting with NSA, Nuri Badu in Abuja, they met with the Benue State governor. I gave you those videos. Now, they are now asking, who are the people behind all these atrocities in Nigeria? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said it. He is committed to win the war against the bandits and the terrorists. That is why I said anybody who is sympathetic to them, all of them should be arrested. It's not about giving you names. Well, if the name come out, I will give you. The more they come, I will give you. But let all of them be arrested. That is what me I want to see. Names are good, but it is the action It's not just to talk. What matters most is the corresponding action. Action, they say, it speaks louder than voice. Now let me continue. If bandits are demanding for 200 million naira to release a pastor which they have abducted, what does that tell you as a person? The lives of the pastors are not safe in that north central part of Nigeria, which you call middle belt. The Igbo of Benue, of Plateau, now it is Kogi, Kwara is still coming close. What is the way forward in all these things? These are the simple questions that you must ask yourself. And every time, simple question, what is the way forward? These people will not change. That is why I keep saying this thing if you have been following me. The president must stop this that Buhari started, granting amnesty to the bandits. No, they will not change. An evil man only be an evil man. You comb a pig, you wash a pig, you put gold in the neck of a pig will always remain a pig. These people are not ready to change. So military action is what I think should be carried out. They will not change, they will never change, and they are never willing to change. So let us have a real military action, a military strike. Conduct it on these people. You know how this thing they were very simple. Now very simple thing. Make them do and make me see. What are we talking about? The truth will always come out, whether we like it or not. Nnamdi Kanu, he decided life imprisonment now. They put on Chokoto. But bandits are demanding 200 million. Bandits. And if you are arrested, they say that they are now repentant bandits. But Nnamdi Kanu is inside prison. That is it. The law should not favor anybody. If you go against the law, you must be punished. Even the fact that the son of Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Bello El-Rufai, said, why should Kanu be in prison for 20 years and for a life imprisonment, and Boko Haram members who were arrested, who have fired people? They have fired different families. They have been given 20 years imprisonment. But Kanu life imprisonment over what they said is statement. We have not seen any video where Kanu carried a gun and fired anybody. I've not seen any video. And if you have seen it, maybe drop a comment. But bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP members who have fired with human lives wasted, they have been given 20 years imprisonment. This is according to Bello El-Rufai, the son of one governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. So now wetin will they talk be this for this stage? The US government, if you remember, under Muhammadu Buhari, during Donald Trump's first tenure, he told Muhammadu Buhari, why are you buying Christians? Why are you eliminating them? Why are you buying them in your country? And when he returned as president in last year, 2024, the first thing he did was to strike the base of Al-Shabaab in Somalia. And many terrorists were tied. So Donald Trump has no sympathy for terrorists. So when you see the US government coming out, they know what the people are facing in the hands of different terrorists across the world. And the US government is committed not to allow the Christians to be tied all over the world. So they are committed that the Christians are human beings, they should not be tied in different parts of the world. This is coming from the US government. And if you notice, how many times have you seen the Igbo man protested against the US government? How many times have you seen the Yoruba man protested against the US government? It was in the north that they protested against Donald Trump. And when I asked that question, I didn't see anybody answering me. How many times did they protest against Boko Haram, who has been buying their people, against Lakurawa, against the Fulani military, against any name you call them, who have been buying their people in that place? But they were protesting against Donald Trump. Now, if you have brain to think, what does that tell you? Because to whom brain is given, sense expected. So if you have brain, use it. How many times have they protested against? Because this truth, there's nothing you can do against it. It will always come back. And the bottom line remains the fact it was the British people who just came and locked us together. It's like in a cage, you put a goat, a lion, a tiger, a snail, a cow, a chicken inside one cage. How would they work? But they are different animals. It's same thing in Nigeria. You just come from nowhere, you came from nowhere and join Nigeria together. Look at everything today. While a young boy in Yoruba land, they send am go school. If the boy no go school, he go learn work for Yoruba land. Young boy for Igbo land, if you go no go school, you go learn trade. Go serve oga. Young boy for north, if they do amajiri in the same country. These things there's nothing you can do against it. You know, it's not that you don't like what I'm saying. It's a simple question. What I'm saying, is it the truth or not? Let us close it there. Different people, different ideologies, different ways of thinking. Nothing binding us together. Nothing. You can't even say, okay, this is what binds these people together. I just came from nowhere. Join Nigeria together. One and indivisible Nigeria. One even Nigeria. Even when Jonathan held a conference in 2014 in Abuja, National Conference, he said it that Nigeria's unity was non-negotiable. Jonathan, when he held that conference, these are the things that I'm talking about. For long, the truth cannot be hidden. And like I've always said it, even if they are deceiving you, at this stage, don't deceive yourself. Tapo Yakasa is a man of 99 years. Now this month go become 100 years. He said that Nigeria should not go back to just a government. And we must remain like this. Go and look at the region where they are shouting one Nigeria. And ask yourself, what are they offering? God Almighty. Go and look at that region. And they are shouting one Nigeria. What are they offering to this country? That was why the Middle Belt Forum said no. We don't believe in this same one north. No. Now because the one north serves the interest of the Fulani, the Hausa, and the Kanuri. That according to the Middle Belt Forum, I gave you those information. And I said now small, I go the open. Now small. It's a gradual process. Not be now small. It's a gradual process. People begin to see the light. So at this stage, we must stop deceiving ourselves. If you are deceiving, you don't deceive yourself. That has always been my message. Do not deceive yourself. Imagine, as I'm watching this video, drop your comment now as I'm watching this video. Share to others. The US government is interested in Nigeria as of now. And I am backing the government to eliminate these terrorists. But then, ask yourself this simple question. Assuming Sheikh Gumi were to be an Igbo man, will he be walking free today? Tell yourself the truth. As I'm watching this video now, As we share Gumi today, Aligoma, would he be working free today? Drop your comments and tell yourself the truth. Today is Thursday, the 11th of December. Tell yourself the truth as I read this video. Drop a comment.